It's a numbers game, live from Las Vegas, Nevada, only on the Vegas Stats and Information Network. Now, live from the VSiN studios, it's your host, Gill Alexander.
Each and every Thursday on a numbers game here at VSiN at 11 p.m. Eastern, 8 a.m. Pacific. We will have something called the Football Free-for-All, and it is a roundtable that is second to none with Warren Sharp from Sharp Football Analysis, SharpFootballStats.com, Evan Silva from Rotoworld, and this gentleman to my right, 11 a.m. Did I say 11 p.m.? 11 a.m. Eastern. You'll have to forgive me. Playing hurt today. 11 a.m. Eastern, 8 a.m. Pacific. That's what we will do normally. Today we're starting just a little early because the gentleman to my right, Bill Krackomberger, the Crack Man, as we like to call him, has arranged for us to have Teddy Atlas on the show. Teddy Atlas in Bristol, Connecticut for the Triple G Canelo coverage. He's not doing any other radio show today, but because of you, he's coming on this one.
Yeah, he was doing First Take, Sports Center, doing a bunch of ESPN stuff from Bristol, from inside the studio. Last night I texted him, and he had all these requests. He forwarded me all these requests he had to do radio shows today. He says, listen, I'm doing none of them. I'll just do yours. That's it, because I'm busy all day long. So that was...
That's good of him.
He breaks down the fights. He's great.
Oh, can't wait.
Yeah.
We really appreciate you. Thank you from me to you for having him on, too. I appreciate that very much.
No
in the
problem.
meantime, before he comes on in the 10 minutes we have, Bill, let's talk about the biggest line moves week 2. And I should note, by the way, as Bill's coming on air, he's on his phone betting other sports here. So even Bill's doing us a solid here, coming on here to talk the NFL.
Betting some early morning golf matchups here. I'm like,
he's got some inside info. So if I could just take your attention away for a second. So we have I'd say about 4 ball games where the line on the spread, that is, have moved significantly. Beginning with tonight's game, obviously Cincinnati opened at 3.5. It's 6 now because of this slew of injuries to the Houston Texans.
Right. They got some offensive injuries, right, on the line and stuff, on their offensive line.
They're down to their 4th tight end.
Yeah, I may go in there.
Yeah.
Get in there.
Get in there and actually play.
Yeah, I mean.
Oh, I thought you meant get in to make a bet.
No, I may get in there because
I like your old 70s offensive line stance.
That was me. That was the old thing back in high school.
That's right. Football cards in the 70s all had linemen like this.
That's
Larry
exactly
Little,
right.
Miami Dolphins.
Are you old enough to know that? That's
Barely.
Right. They used to.
Yeah, that's right. Barely. So that's obviously a huge move, but that makes sense. Sort of baked into the line, right? Everybody knows these injuries.
Yes.
So it's at 6. The other games on Sunday where the line has moved significantly, Tennessee and Jacksonville, that's a bit of a move right there. That opened as a pick'em. Now it's Tennessee giving 1.5, so no key numbers involved, but the money has come in at least to that effect on Tennessee. Cleveland and Baltimore, when I did the Guessing Line show on Monday, I thought this was going to be a 10-point spread. It opened at 7.5, much to my surprise. It has slowly trickled towards me. It's not quite there yet, but it's at 8 or 9, depending on where you're looking offshore. And the other one is, there's a couple more, I'm sorry. Philly and KC, that opened at 4.5. Now we're seeing 6s, some 5.5s. Kansas City laying the 5.5 or 6 at this point. So early money through the week, that is, on the Chiefs. And then Chicago and Tampa Bay. Tampa Bay coming off no game. Chicago coming off their cover, really should have beaten the Falcons. That opened at 5.5, and it is now at a touchdown. So of those games, what is of note to you?
Yeah, people see that. People see Chicago played good. They actually should have won the game. And when you see the line of 6.5 that it opened Tampa Bay, and now it's 7, and you kind of say to yourself, that looks like an easy game. This is what the public says. Wow, the Bears played so good. They almost beat a team that was in the Super Bowl and should have won the Super Bowl, Atlanta. Well, let me jump on that game plus 7. Well, there's always more to it.
Yeah.
Just sit back before you get all excited. First of all, it's the NFL. Any given Sunday, anything happens.
If it were only that easy, right?
Oh, the NFL is like the old saying of NFL, not for long, your bankroll. I mean, it's just, you really have to think why the line is set a certain way. Really, the line's supposed to be set to get equal two-way action. That's when the originating line maker that makes the line, he sets a line without emotion, without any heart in the game. He sets a line to get equal two-way action. So what will get two-way action on a certain game? So you look at that game. Now, Tampa has an extra week here, too, so they're a little more prepared. But the Bears came into the opening game really psyched up. A lot of wise guys all on Chicago, by the way. A lot of the guys took 7.5s on that game, and definitely the right side of the game. So this week you have to look at the opposite now. Look at the line. Look at the way it moved a little bit. Not much, but it moved a little bit. And just think what the square public's going to be on.
Right.
So and try to bet against the public. That's what my life goal is. Every single weekend is to bet against the public. I want to be on Chris Andrews and Jimmy Vaccaro's side. I want to be on the bookmaker's side of a game.
Nothing you say will be as significant as that right there from now on out. That is absolutely right. We're talking to Bill Krackomberger, professional bettor, of course, the Crack Man, here on the Numbers Game at VSiN. And what you say there is so, there's so much. And let me just unpack one other thing. So it really is overreaction week, right? That's the big thing about week 2. The headline is it's overreaction week. So let's take another game that I think falls into that category. We just saw Minnesota crushing the Saints on Monday night. We just saw Pittsburgh barely getting by the Browns. And so here you are. Pittsburgh opened up as a 6.5-point favorite. It's already down to 5.5. That, to me, also seems like one of these games where an overreaction might be in play.
Yeah, and that's another game where it opened up 4. It's actually up to 6.5. I'm seeing a line here in town. And I go by the opening line. When I say the opening line, I look at the offshore line. So I'm looking at a 4 offshore in the opening, and now it's at 6.5. And again, this could be the public coming in early. I'm not positive. I actually don't know too much about this particular game. And you got to think when teams come off Monday night, sometimes that affects them too when they come off a Monday night game. Minnesota played Monday night, right?
Yes,
is that right?
Monday night.
Yeah.
First game Monday night.
So you have to look at these things and take into consideration these factors also. I actually have no side on that game, and I really don't have too many sides. A little bit, I like Tennessee a little bit. And again, that's a perfect example of a game, though. Tennessee first week, all the wise guys were on them. The line moved 4.5 points. It moved 5 points, actually. And everyone was on Tennessee over Oakland, hearing that Oakland's defense was a little bit decimated. Oakland stepped up to the game, played great, beat me. By the way, my only loser Sunday was Tennessee.
One of my 2 losers. Yep, Tennessee.
And really, just to let you know, on this past Sunday, if you call yourself a professional sports bettor and you didn't win on Sunday, you better get another job. Look to go and selling ice creams or something, because you're not going to win this year if you didn't win Sunday.
Good thing I'm a producer and I'm not doing professional gambling.
That's right. Agree completely, by the way. And to that point, Bill, I don't know if you know this, but the Super Contest is a great reflection of just what you're talking about, right? So the consensus picks in the Super Contest against the spread, 0-5.
Did not know that.
The top 9 picks, 1-7-1.
Wow.
For the Super Contest. So that says exactly what you're talking about. It's sort of like you won't go broke fading the consensus.
Right. And I'm also referring to some things that most people aren't going to talk about on any radio or TV. Second half unders. On Sunday, I think they were like 10-2. I mean, you could just blindly go under.
Unders
of course, you
general.
can't do that.
Yeah.
Of course, you can't do that. But know your game. Shop your best line, and there's some good value on key numbers on second half. There was some good value of second half key unders this past week. I know I'm going to get yelled at from someone. Why are you telling people that?
We'll get emails. Gil, why are you giving away too much? Now you got Bill on there giving away even more. Yeah. Unders in general, obviously, had a big week in week 1. But yes, second half unders. And that's the thing. We'll our goal here on the free-for-all, and of course in our entire coverage of NFL and college football, we, of course, because we have a limited amount of time, we talk about the lines prior to games, the totals prior to games, what Bill is referring to, and we will talk about it as organically as it comes up, are the derivative bets, second half bets, first half bets. Some people actually like first half, depending on how you think a game script will go. Warren, who's coming up on the
Specialist.
show. Yeah.
First half specialist.
First half specialist.
Swept the board last week on first halves.
Yeah, because he's all about game planning and how he feels the flow of a game will go. That is the type of thing that most people don't talk about, and Warren is so good at that. And again, with a Teddy Atlas break here coming up, we will talk not only to Bill, of course, Bill Krackomberger, who's with us right now, but Warren Sharp from Sharp Football Stats and Sharp Football Analysis will come on with us. You can still get his preview guide, by the way. It's still valid. The Warren Sharp Pro Football Guide is spectacular. And then from Rotoworld, and this gentleman does a great job in breaking down individual matchups, and that's what we're going to do. We're going to break down a few of these games. Evan Silva from Rotoworld will be here. Are you excited at all about this game tonight? You don't watch necessarily, period. You just make your bets and you go about your way.
I'm very excited.
This is the sight of an excited man right there. Do your offensive line thing again, would you? Bill Krackomberger on your offensive line. Jorge, do you want to say? Oh, I'm sorry. I thought Jorge was going to say something. All right, so we're going to do that. But coming up next, this is an exclusive, and it is all thanks to Bill Krackomberger. We will talk football. Nothing but week 2 slate coming up for the second hour. But in between now and then, on the way, he is in Bristol, Connecticut to talk nothing but Triple G, Gennady Golovkin, and Canelo Alvarez all weekend long over at the Worldwide Leader. He is doing no other radio programs today, but thanks to this gentleman to my right, Bill Krackomberger, his buddy. Teddy Atlas has agreed to come on the show today to talk about Gennady Golovkin and Canelo Alvarez for the WBA, WBC, IBF middleweight title. 37-0 is Golovkin with 33 knockouts, the greatest knockout percentage in middleweight history. He's a minus 145 favorite. Canelo plus 130 coming back. Teddy might surprise you with what he has to say. Exclusive next on A Numbers Game at VSiN.
This is A Numbers Game with Gill Alexander on Sirius XM 204.